Yo, what's going on, guys? Thank you very much for tuning into the video today. So if you guys haven't heard yet, there's been a lot of stuff going on in the news recently between all the Kanye West stuff. Trump has done a whole lot of stuff. Then there was the whole Super Bowl halftime show with Kendrick, and more importantly than that stuff, though, which I'll get to later in the video, was Jerkmate, which is a popular cam girl site, announced their ranked platform. Now, if you guys haven't heard of Jerkmate, it's been involved in a lot of memes, and it has just, yeah, literally just been a meme. Well, it is a real site that people actually do use. It's mostly a meme, and there was a meme started recently about Jerkmate Ranked, which I guess was some sort of ranking system for the site. And the owner of it actually found it and liked the meme and decided to implement the meme into his actual website. So I got a couple things to share with you guys about that. And I actually went in, did some field testing, and tried out the game so I could really report the best news to you guys. So from my findings, the game actually did not have anything to do with the website itself. It was essentially a dumbed down version of cookie clickers. So yeah, I mean you're basically just trying to finish as many times as possible in the game, I guess. And every time you click, you're doing it, and eventually you can get things to do it for you and like level up your guy. And the ranks are pretty interesting. I actually received the highest rank, which is pretty honorable. It took me, I want to say, max 30 minutes. Basically, the amount of time it took me to open up Premiere Pro and import the clips is how long it took me to get Grandmaster. So I would say about 20 to 30 minutes. Realistically, I think they should probably make it a little bit harder if they're looking to go through with this sort of idea. But for now, it seems like a pretty solid move by them. It's always great to see a business turn a meme into something real. I think it has a lot of opportunity to become something great. Now, probably will not test out version 2 of this, unfortunately, if it ever comes out. This was probably a one-time thing, but who knows? Maybe if I'm intrigued, I might give it a shot. Now, the rules for the game are you have to FAP to progress through the ranks, buy shop items to FAP and rank up faster, and then you can share your highest score on X using their hashtag and get a chance to win $200 in their Jerkmate credit. Or they also have Amazon gift cards and other Jerkmate trophies. Now, the ranks include unranked if you're just starting off, or the bronze beater, silver stroker, golden gooner, emerald edger, platinum puller, and of course, the grandmaster baiter. Which I did in fact reach when I did my field testing, and it was not that hard, as I said earlier. Now, I did find a website that explored the idea of a real Jerkmates ranking that included actual, jerkin, and they had the idea of having, casual users and then elite streamers and competitive gooners, who are top tier pros who treat gooning like a freaky lifestyle and basically live to jerk off. I don't doubt that those people exist, and maybe giving them an outlet will help them feel more seen in society, but I'm not really too sure about this whole thing. They also wrote about understanding gooning and competitive gooning, which is pretty crazy to me that they just have an entire little mini society to competitive jerking off. Not really sure what that looks like what the motive is, if you're trying to beat your own score, or if you're looking to, be the top dog in this little ring of people. Not really sure, but they go in to break down how they could calculate points using total views, tips, the duration that you're spending watching. I would like to see a little bit more representation of the actual action itself, because there's a lot of people who maybe don't need that much time, to get to the same level as someone else. So if you're just going off of time spent, there could be some slower people that are really, you know, have better stats, but in reality they're not as good. So there's really a lot to think about when it comes to implementing something like this into our society, and if we should. Now, while the game was not that much fun personally, I think that there's a lot of development that has to go into it, and it could ultimately end up being something pretty fun. Probably will not be taking part in that though. However, if you guys want to take part, I will not judge. Now, on to some other news recently. If you guys haven't seen what Kanye West has been up to, he went on about a 12-hour rampage, posting literally everything that was on his mind. He straight up called himself a Nazi, said to call him Adolf Hitler, and among multiple other racist and sexist and classist and literally any ist possibly known to man, he's covered. This doesn't really, you know, it surprises us, sure, but when we really look into it, I think that nothing that Kanye does anymore is really gonna be that surprising or crazy. I don't know if he was looking to get canceled and like to try, or was just trying to show that he can get canceled. Not really sure what his point was. Maybe he was just trying to promote his new album that he's gonna drop soon. I don't know, but he's going off the deep end, and he thanks Donald Trump of all people for allowing him to do this. Can take your own conclusions about that sort of thing. And finally, we have the Super Bowl with the Kendrick Lamar halftime show. I'm a pretty avid football watcher, obviously a Detroit Lions fan. They got snubbed this year. The Eagles did at least stop the three-peat from the Chiefs. I don't know if you guys saw all the videos of Philadelphia after the Super Bowl, but it was wild. I mean, there's broken windows down all the main roads. A group of people were throwing salt at a New Jersey car driving down the road. I mean, they were pulling street lights out of the ground. Like, it was crazy. The mayor even said not that they had to grease the poles beforehand so people couldn't climb them, and gave them a little PSA not to climb the poles or anything for that matter. But I don't know. What do you guys think about this? You guys happy with the result of the game? Would have wished to see the Chiefs back there. Me personally, not a big Patrick Mahomes fan, not a big Chiefs fan. I was glad to see this went down the way it did. And for the Super Bowl halftime show, thought Kendrick Lamar did great. Big Kendrick Lamar fan myself, and I already know Drake was sitting there. He was upset, you know. He was not happy that he got called a pedophile in front of millions of people. Quite literally the largest televised event that happens in the United States, and everybody heard him and sang along, calling him a pedophile, which I think is crazy. He played some good songs. You know, SZA came out. She performed well. Of course, All the Stars was great. Squabble Up was great. Mustard came out, singing Not Like Us as well. Iconic. I mean, truly, will definitely go down in the history books as one of the greatest Super Bowls, in my opinion. Super Bowl halftime shows. A lot of people be hating on it, too, saying that it was too political, you know, not mainstream enough. He didn't play some of the songs that people wanted him to play. Realistically, though, he played, Humble, DNA, All the Stars, like three biggest songs right there. Like, maybe he could have played, like, Alright, some songs off to Pimp a Butterfly or Good Kid Mad City. But at the end of the day, he's trying to promote his new album, too. And he did that. Played, 4 songs off his new album, something like that. And, yeah, at the end of the day, I would have liked to hear Gloria, though. Probably one of my favorite songs off the new album. Got SZA in it as well. Would have loved to hear that. But at the end of the day, gotta do what you gotta do. He's only got like a 20-minute set list time. It really makes me want to go to his concert. They weren't like $400 tickets. And finally, for real this time, if you guys have not seen, Trump did officially rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. He flew it while he was flying over the Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf of America, on his way to the Super Bowl. And then also, while he was at the Super Bowl, he mentioned about how pennies are too expensive to produce, and how the United States will be stopping minting pennies as they cost too much money. They cost over 2 cents a penny to produce, he says, which is too much for the American economy to handle, and will no longer be producing pennies. So I think that's all the important news out the way. There's, of course, tons of things happening every day since his presidency. I'm sure by the time this video comes out, there will be about 10 more things that I haven't reported on. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, see you in the next one.